Hey, it's the Michigan mayor here. I'm back in Victoria 3, and here we are as Michigan. This is episode 7 of our time traveler playthrough. We've come back in time, and we've colonized an alternate universe. So last episode I declared an interest over here. We're going to take Idaho and Washington. Let me look. They got bauxite here in Washington. You know, Oregon has rare earth mines. So I'm going to take Idaho and then Oregon. But anyways, I'm going to hit play. It's July 11th in 1741. Here we go. Our situation is, you know, our standard of living is still impoverished. Everybody's still mad. The peasants are not happy, but that's alright. We're losing $6,000 annually, but that's fine. I do want to get rid of these taxes I put. There's no way I'm going to catch up with these thousands, so I might as well just not even do it. If I remove those taxes too, it's going to drive their consumption of those products. The pops will demand more. Our bank acquired some more cash. We're gonna hit an inflationary wall. This episode we might go bankrupt. That's alright. We'll go bankrupt a few times over and over again. I don't really think that matters. Well, bankruptcy matters if I collect taxes. But right now I don't. So I'm not, and I don't plan on collecting any. The higher my GDP goes, the more money I mint. And I have that mod that removes the minting cap. Because in vanilla, the minting is capped at a certain amount. And once you hit that amount, you can't mint more. So you have to tax people. Well, our GDP can grow as much as it wants. And my minting is always going to catch up with it. So I'm going to try to keep my budget below the minting level. So I never need taxes. The only time I'll have taxes is if the pops have a rebellion and they demand taxes, and that's how we get them. But then we'll try to get rid of them. The same way here, how we're trying to remove slavery. It'd be the same with taxes. Taxation is slavery. Alright, so Professor Whitman returned with a rare specimen. After a year-long expedition to the wilds, Professor George Whitman has triumphantly returned. Assisted by local guides, hunters, and trappers, the expedition succeeds in acquiring several remarkable zoo animals for scientific study and public exhibition. A splendid triumph for science and the nation. Oh, it's going to cost me $500. But I build a zoo, and I add a grizzly bear and a bald eagle and the American bison to the zoo. So I build a zoo for $500. Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go check that zoo out. Where's the zoo at? Natural history, biologist. No, naturalist, visit zoo. Let's see, I need a zoological garden. Zoological garden. Can I build one? Let's see. Zoological garden, not yet. I need 5 exotic animals. And it says here we have 3. All right, so hit play again. September 5th, 1741. This maize farm's almost done. I'm going to send the naturalist out to document another animal. I don't know what he could find, but he'll come back with something. Now it says we have a bald eagle and a bison, but only one exotic animal. So apparently a bald eagle is not considered an exotic animal. Huh. As soon as I open up the zoological garden, it'll let me open these up and read about what these animals are. Smallpox epidemic. An epidemic has broken out in Illinois with smallpox. Oh. Cosmetic procedures will soon become popular, I assume. Alright, good. How's my army look? Let's see, I'm gonna come in here. I'm actually going to delete my inventory in the barracks. It'll save some money. And I don't need a university, so I'll get rid of that. I don't need that. And I'll keep the government. I'll keep the government. Oh yeah, so the minting. Let's see. The more and more I mint, the higher and higher the GDP, the higher and higher this inflation goes, which ties into my central bank, which prints this money, which is backed up by silver and paper together. And currently, the total money supply is 91.6 million US dollars. It is not a lot. It's not a lot at all. How's my silver mine doing? It's not built yet. Alright, so I gotta put the silver mine on top of the list. Even though it's gonna take forever. That's okay though. Albert Weber, the leader of the moderate liberals, has made a remarkable play for power in the capital in order to secure a spot for the moderate liberals within the government. Okay, he'll be recognized for this. That's okay with me. They get a 25%. 25% attraction. Although Kisbogtha is still fighting for his cause, no one is following him anymore. Oh yeah, this guy, he's a socialist. He can stay. You just hang out. He's the only agitator we have. This is a first come, first serve. If they come, I let them stay. And if they want to leave, I just give them some support. A support speech to let them stay. We get a new corporation. We can open a new bank. Okay. So, American Express, Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, or Goldman Sachs. Let's see, Goldman Sachs is +2 minting, 5% dividend reinvestment. Let me look at them. Let me see what one looks better. Okay, so I'm going to go with American Express. It's going to give me +1 max companies, 5% private construction allocation, 2% minting, 5% government dividends reinvestment, 5% government dividends efficiency, 5% infrastructure throughput, which is good, 10% urban center building throughput, which is great. This one has all the same, but it's only 5%. That's why I want this instead. 5% nationalization investment return. And then for the investment pools, it gives the aristocrats 4%, capitalists 6%, farmers 1%, clergymen 4%, shopkeepers 1%. And all of these are basically kind of the same. This gives a 10% business pop attraction to Chase Bank in Illinois. But Illinois is going to get American Express Company. They'll collect 4 stock exchanges and 1 construction sector. They're going to be here in Illinois. I'm going to check them out. Awesome. Bring it down to a worker cooperative. Yeah, here they have the stock exchange and the construction sector. Chicago Stock Exchange. So this is in a new building. The Pops just built this. So now we have the Chicago Stock Exchange. We have the New York Stock Exchange. Our oppressed siblings. Publicized accounts of discrimination against the atheist people in Ontario have led the absolutionists to align themselves with the Anti-Ontarian League. Yeah, I called this group the abolitionists. I think last episode I meant to say absolutionists. The absolutionists believe that the monarch should hold absolute power over a centralized, modernizing state. The abolitionists want to get rid of slavery, which is what I would rather have. When words fail, we must bring the sword. They wish to cause an international incident over this. So this makes 2% of the atheists in my nation become more radical. Okay. If I pick this, the absolutionists join the Anti-Ontarian League. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll do that. Maybe they'll ask me to take over Ontario. It'll give me a good justification. Now, my biologist can go on a uranium expedition. I don't think I need that yet. What else can happen? My chemist can do something. What can my chemist do? Improve explosives. So I'm going to have my chemist work in my explosives factory. It'll cost a little bit of money, but that's alright. I'm saving $1,000 from get rid of the university. My doctor can treat Jonathan Loverin. He's the absolutionist guy. He's an alcoholic. Try to cure him. And he's cured from alcoholism. Awesome. I'm gonna go to, here I am in the sports section over on car racing, and I can click endurance race. So now I've invented the car, and this guy has a car. Wiliwi PQE. I'm gonna click endurance race. So I've organized an endurance race and invited racers from all over the world. Let's see if anyone else invented the car yet. JP Morgan collected some more currencies. 4,000. Now, if the stock market over here, they both demand the agricultural stock. Which one of my farms make agricultural stock? So I go to my company. No. I go to the stock exchange. I click on agricultural stock, and I see that it comes from my tobacco plantation in Wisconsin and my logging camps in Ohio, New York, and Illinois. So I'll go up here into Wisconsin, and I'm going to check out my tobacco plantation, and I see the agricultural stock has increased in price. This tobacco plantation, let me hit play, see if this goes up. Looks like it bounced up a little. Maybe I switched it over here. Yeah, all that just happened. Now I hit play. Oh, I had an event. A little help for a friend. Kakui is currently in a good position, but he sees a smoking car on the side of the road. Maybe he should check to see if everything is okay. Yeah, he should stop and help. Always stop and help. But at what cost? The smallpox epidemic ends. The terrible smallpox. Okay. It's all done. It's over with. I'm at 1.6 million people. And I'm building the silver mine over here. But it's still taking a damn long time. While I'm waiting for the population to calm down, I'm gonna finish my shipyard. That's what I should have done to begin with. That's alright though. The economy doesn't matter so much right now. But I bet you I could take Idaho. Diplomatic demands targeting Idaho. Conquer state. Sonora might join. Sonora's down here. Sonora has 7 battalions. Okay. The endurance race ends. And I went. Looks like he wins because he wasn't racing anybody. So I'm gonna mobilize my second army that has 7 conscripts, and I'm going to send them over here. I'll raise them. Book license. The publisher, Opesa, has today signed an exclusive contract with the writer Kenjo Apili from Alaska. Yeah, that's that guy. That's that guy who, I know him. I gave him a contract. I forget where it said it. His works are extremely popular with audiences. But why don't people read books by domestic authors? Oof. Yeah, because he's from Alaska. We need a guy from Michigan to write a book. Apili is going to hopefully encourage some more book writers. I gain 15 publications. I get a thriving book industry for 10 years, plus 10 publishing industry throughput. Great. I love it. Let's see. Publishing industry, 45% throughput. Okay, so I'm gonna install a rotary press in my publishing industry to bring the price of newspapers and books down to $68 instead of $95. I got plenty of coal, I have tools, and I have paper. Hell yeah. I'm going to open buildings and I go to registry and click on government buildings, reset filters. Oh yeah, government buildings. I'll open the modern state building baseline. Let me look. It gives me 18 wood, 18 iron, 18 coal, 18 oil. Oh, it's always 18. Sulfur, bauxite, common ore, water, copper, and lead. Cold War baseline is wood, iron, oil, tools, coal, natural gas, sulfur, advanced ore, bauxite, paper, common ore, water, copper, light fuel, lead. And in the modern, the only difference is it gives me rare earth. Yeah, that's it. And it gives me more. Oh, barely anybody works here. They have to be a machinist to work here. I'll let this fill up. When it fills up, well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll turn it to modern baseline. That's alright. That's fine. What else am I doing? So I got the shipyard, the silver, an observatory, which I don't need. I'll get rid of that. But I do need engines. And in order to get engines, I need steel. In order for steel, I need iron. So iron mine, steel mill, motor industries. Yep, motors take steel. Let me check this. Steels take coal and iron. So I'll build a coal mine right here. Geologic survey. Dr. Schneck created a geologic profile of a large area of land and made a map available to the public. I could use the knowledge theoretically. I could get 60 academic progress, and our naturalist and paleontologist can get more experience. Or I can use the knowledge practically and get 10,000 minerals. Oh man. Yeah, I want 10,000 minerals. Now, if I go to science and I go to natural history, the geologist says we have 46,000 minerals. I have no oceanographic knowledge, but I have 3 geological knowledge out of 3. I have 2 rare minerals. Cool, cool, cool. Asian Schneck. Discontinued medical expedition. Alright, so this guy's back. He's back. I'm gonna send him on another research expedition down to North Carolina, and he's gonna study smallpox. Okay, the war with Idaho has broken out. I forgot to send my army over there, so that's awesome. And there they go. It's currently July 26th of 1742, and it's taken about 2 or 3 months for these guys to walk over here. I really got to get these tanks rolling out. Get tanks go a lot faster. My infantry can get jeeps. My artillery can become tanks. Whoops. Goddamn zoom. Okay, if I find my way. And my cavalry can become giant death robots. So this is my future army that I need to assemble before the nations around me have the technology spread and have them build them before I do. If I don't take the world quick enough, somebody's gonna get that technology, you know, and fight me back. So the JP Morgans collected 12,000 more US dollars. I do want to reform the United States. What do I need to do to create the United States? I can create the 13 colonies. I think I need to focus on taking these states around here. You know, Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, Maryland, New Jersey. Take all of this from Tennessee. The general is brave. Maxwell Lodge, the brave general. Shipyard's halfway done. The private sector still isn't building anything on their own. We're still a primitive, feudal, backward society. All right, Idaho is now instead Michigan. Awesome. I'm going to look through their buildings. They have a food industry. Looks basic. A tooling industry. Awesome. Put that for sale. Professor Whitman has documented the bald eagle. After months of observing the animal in its native habitat, George Whitman has completed his observations. His treatise, Grace and Grandeur, Portrait of the Bald Eagle, is now available. Lavishly illustrated, the book brings the animal's world to life in vibrant color. The bald eagle is a bird of prey indigenous to North America, most commonly seen near rivers, lakes, and coastal waters. Its notable silhouette and piercing cry have become symbols of liberty and strength. Despite its name, it's not bald, but sports a white feathered head that contrasts its dark body. Opportunistic and resourceful, it is revered not only as a predator, but as a cultural icon of the American Republic, and also the Michigan Kingdom. We love the bald eagle here in Michigan. I am going to reserve 1,000 specimens for the library, which I wish wasn't the only option that gave me. It should let me click, let them stay in the wild. Yeah. Anyway, establish a new company. The Grain Guild of Michigan. All right, so over in Idaho, of all places, I can found the Grain Guild, and it's going to take 5 of those wheat farms, which I still want to come and look through. All right, so the tooling shop looked good. The logging camp looks good and basic. The wheat farms are good, and they're growing some fruit, citrus ores. The wheat farm also has a citrus orchard. The livestock ranch, I'm going to increase its wool gathering. All my livestock ranches need to have this increased wool gathering option. All it takes is a little bit extra grain. Okay, this state looks just fine to me. Now, I think I have iron. If I upgrade my construction sector to an iron frame building, it's going to take 273 iron. If I go to my market and I look at iron, no, yeah, I have to go to my market. Go to my market, go to goods, click industrial goods, look at iron. I make 54 iron. So I'm not going to upgrade this. Not yet. I'm not having my construction sector be the reason why my iron industry blossoms. The tooling shop barely has any workers. That's alright though. So, time to go for Oregon. Here we go. Conquer state. Conquer Oregon. Sonora, Colorado, and Liberia might join. Baja California might join. Okay, that looks kind of risky. Let's see. I have 54 conscripts. That's not risky, man. I'm going to check this out, and I'm going to add on my first army conscripts from Illinois, Indiana, and Idaho. And on my second army, I'm going to raise my second army. I'm only going to use my second army for now. I'm not even going to raise my first army. If I need to, I'll raise them and send them over there. And I don't care if they're a few months behind. I might not make it all the way over there. I might have to fight Wyoming or Nebraska or something. Eventually, there's going to be some kind of alliance formed against me. And there's going to be like hundreds of, hundreds of units. Alright, so our doctor's back from North Carolina. Alright, I'm going to send him to Alabama for smallpox. He's going to go around until he discovers what the hell is going on with smallpox. Or so our naturalist is going to document another animal. He's going to see if he can find something else. There's still negative 85% construction in Montana. I want to build the motor industry first. The motor or the steel. I don't really need the steel until I need motors. Does it let me open up steel anywhere on here? Let me go to the market. Let me go down to Steel should be here, right here, this list. Oh, it only shows what I produce. Yeah, it only shows what I produce. Or that I demand. I don't demand any steel. So I don't need steel until I have engines. So I'm going to build engines first. JP Morgan collects $7,000. Because I do have infrastructure that's demanding engines. I don't have any demand for steel. But I will as soon as I build the engine, so that's why I build that first. Sounds good. Sounds good to me. So I need to take my army and send them over here. before it's too late. What are they doing? They're running. Or now they're coming back. They did go off here, over here. That ran away, and now they're coming back. That's I've never seen that happen. Oh, they didn't think I had any army. Sonora in Oregon. Sonora joined them down here. Sonora lost a lot of people. They only have 976. Shipyard will be done in 4 weeks. As soon as that shipyard's done, it's going to produce clippers. And the port is going to consume the clippers. It's going to make merchant marines. And then this trade center here is going to consume the merchant marines and convert it into cold, hard mint. And then I can turn the mint into dollar bills, which now is $100 million bills on the market with a 15.96% inflation. Wow. $1 is worth 8 silver. Whatever that means. But I do know that what a war with Oregon means. It means 2 arms. 2 armed soldiers. Okay, so they have 6 soldiers and we have 6. Well, now they only have 4. I'm going to mobilize my first army and I'm going to send them over here. I should have done that to begin with. I don't want to lose too many units needlessly. Yeah, a few of them are dying. 40 people died. Yeah, I don't really want that many people to die because, whoops, each one of those numbers actually matters. It's, you know, if they die over here, they can't come back to work over here. Gordon Weaver has completed a number of balloon flights and gained a lot of experience ballooning. He is now considered an experienced balloonist who knows what he's doing. Don't be afraid, I've done this dozens of times, he says. Alright, that's good to hear, Mr. Balloon Guy. He sounds pretty proud of himself. So I'm carving into Oregon pretty hard. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Sonora. But I do know that once I build my shipyard, oh, the shipyard's done. Okay. So I'll click on my military tab, click on my Navy. I'll create a fleet in New England. And then I'm going to build 1 frigate. Oh, I need man of war. I need man of wars. If I want to build a navy, I need a military shipyard. That's going to cost 800 construction with a negative 32% construction efficiency. Well, I'll put it in my list. Let me see what it cost. It's going to cost 109 weeks. Okay, that's not bad. The silver mine's worse. The motor industry will be done in 63 weeks, so that's alright. Taking the peasants is actually going to increase my GDP. Also, these extra buildings too that I collect out of these states that I take, that'll help my GDP out also. My biologist can... Where is he at? Biologist. He can improve my agriculture. Hell yeah. So where's Michigan at? Alright, maize farms and livestock ranches in Michigan. I'm going to want my biologist to go and work on those farms. See if he can give them some kind of a bonus. The Olympic Games in Qatara has started. 4 nations take part in the international event. What 4 nations? Let's find out. So if I go into Michigan here and I look at my farms, they're both full. So my maize farm, first of all, sugar is expensive. So I'm going to put my maize farm on top of the list, and it's going to be done in 19 weeks, and that's worth the wait. That'll make me some cash. And I've sold all my wheat farms, so if I build one, I'll be able to sell another one. The athlete misses his event. Our athlete has missed his event. It seems the different calendars caused confusion. What? Another calendar? Why are there more calendars? Why did no one tell me? That's what this says. That's what the event says. Historically, especially during the first modern Olympic Games, the Julian calendar that was used in Greece caused problems and meant that some athletes even missed their events. Alright, so I missed the event, and it gives me a negative influence. -10 success for Olympic Games. Awesome, I use a funny calendar. It's the wrong date. July 19th, 1743. Who knows what the real date really is. The whole world needs to bow down to my date. Whatever date this says up here in the top is the date that I'm going to force the whole world to follow. Chronic obstructionism. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reform my government now, finally. After like 20 years with no rebellions. So the aristocrats and the bureaucrats can be reformed into the government here. The government is currently blocked from reforming. Okay, so that's good. That's good to know. Because part of the military interests, coup, the whole deal is they block reform. Yeah, so I can't reform my government because they had a coup. Awesome. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. The accumulation of United States dollar. Okay, JB Morgan collects 18,000 more currencies. Well, I took Oregon. The Olympic Games have ended. And I came in second place. Woo! Good job, athletes. Qatara, the nation that held the games, came out with 7 gold medals. And I have one. You have 1 gold medal. I won 1 gold medal. So awesome. Awesome, awesome. Second place, 1 gold medal. So this war here with Oregon, I can move my army back to headquarters. I'm gonna have to wait it out. Wait it out until Sonora surrenders after they spent too much money on their army they have raised here. And that just depends on what they got in their bank. Their economy looks inflated, but who am I to say? Their GDP per capita is 48 cents. Let's see, what's mine? My GDP per capita is 25 cents. My GDP ain't shit. My GDP is higher than it's ever been. So that's saying some. That's not saying much, I guess. The new IOC board has been elected. Okay, so now the Olympics are over, and they have elected a new board. It's a step forward for national and international sport. Awesome. So the paleontologist can go on an expedition, and he's going to investigate formations over here, probably in Montana. I can heal Mark McLennan, the conservative reformer guy, from psychological afflictions. And he's treated successfully. The date right now is October 1st, 1743, and Oregon has fallen. October 1st. And Dr. Eaton finally wrote his treatise of a successful treatment method for smallpox. It's considered a milestone in Michigandian medicine. Hell yeah, Dr. Eaton. So October 1st and October 2nd, it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday for Dr. Eaton, cured smallpox. Ain't nothing but a Tuesday. I got a peace treaty with Sonora. I liberated... Wait. Yeah, I conquered Oregon. Wait, pause it. I conquered Oregon. Peace treaty with Sonora. Good. Let me check out Oregon. Did Idaho have a trade center? No, they didn't. None of those did. But Oregon does have its own trade center. Turn that down to small scale trading. Go ahead and check through all of their buildings. Everything looks good. And as long as their peasants are making Right, their peasants don't make anything yet. I gotta wait. Nothing makes anything yet. The whole economy has crashed because I took them over. I will increase the livestock ranch's wool. And I'll turn tools off the farm. They don't need tools. They can just use ox. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so what I was gonna say was, as long as the peasants make enough alcohol, I don't need to turn the food industries, pot stills. I don't need to turn the stills on. I could, but I'm not going to. The wheat farm is going to make sugar, but sugar might be expensive without the pot stills, so we'll see how that works out. We'll go on a state-by-state basis. Okay, October 11th, 1743. Illegitimate government. Yeah. Nothing I can do about it. You had a coup. You're stuck with this. I don't care. Oh, let's see. Where's my army? It says my army's somewhere. Yeah, I got them both coming back over here. And they are demobilized. I don't need my navy. It's going to take a while to build it, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Now I have an event. Miasma theory loses introspective sovereignty. Yeah, so Dr. Eaton is pretty much like, that's some dumb shit. This is better. Germ theory's better. So, good job, Dr. Eaton. Keep pushing the norms. Alright, so Professor Whitman has just documented the bison. Oh yeah, Dr. Whitman. Conversations over coffee. Reflections on the American bison is now available. Pick it up at your local bookstores. Germ theory. Given the overwhelming evidence for germ theory and equally overwhelming evidence against miasma theory, a medical paradigm shift has occurred. It is not least thanks to Dr. Eaton that the germ theory has now become established. There goes Dr. Eaton again, doing some crazy shit, changing things. So he becomes an epidemiologist and a microbiologist. Cool. He gains 65 experience points. So our naturalist can improve the forestry somewhere. He's already done it in Michigan. So I'm going to send him over to... Which one of these farms is doing really good? I'm going to send him over to New York to help those farms out. Okay, so the geologist, Nick Hazenschneck, is now experienced. The military interests suggest a more hardline foreign policy towards New Jersey due to our poor relations. Set aside polite formalities. They are the enemy. So New Jersey deteriorates by 30 relation points. So it goes down. And the National Liberals have a +3 approval. Yeah, sure. I can do better. So if I declare war on New Jersey, Vermont could join, New Hampshire might join, and Quebec might join. Quebec has 14 conscripts. South Carolina might join. Quebec's touching me. That might be cool. I'd lose a lot of pops. I think I would lose a lot of pops if I did that. Couple thousand. Mudslide buries a promising site. A day after Dr. Sedgwick and his team discovered a promising site, it was buried by a massive mudslide. It would take months or even years to uncover what's hidden under all the dirt. Oh man. He finds a bunch of fossils and it gets covered by mud. Yeah, sure, buddy. I get -4 paleontology success. The next Olympic site is going to be in Omen. Where's Omen? Let's head over to Omen. Whoops. Yeah, head over to Omen. Omen is at the tip of the Arabian Peninsula. Okay. Alright, so that's where the Olympics were going to go over here. It'll be hot. Hopefully they do it during the winter when it's nice and cool. Or I guess during the... I don't know if they have a summer and winter over there. I think it's always summer. Not sure. I've never been over there. Let me look at something. Go to population, Bedouin, Sunni. Hell yeah. One day I'll expand Michigan to conquer the entire world here. And I don't convert people. So eventually all those Bedouin people are going to be living over here. I can't wait to have all the migrations start. But currently I have closed borders in my law. So my migration policy is closed borders, which the whole world starts out as. So every nation has their borders sealed shut. If they don't want their serfs, the serfs are stuck, you know. They don't want them leaving. General Holloway's endeavor. So here's General Holloway again. He's trying to have a coup, which blocks government reform, but I already have government reform blocked. What else does he offer? +5 legislative ability. I just want to make sure that these are both totally the same. Yeah, both of those say the same thing. So Godspeed, good luck. I don't give a shit whether he's successful or not. Next Olympic site, Omen. Awesome, awesome. My physician, he can... Oops, yeah, I don't want to have him do anything. He's just gonna chill for a minute. General Aaron Hollowell has become aware of the state's efforts to reduce the amount of military forces available to him. He's accused the government of recklessly meddling in military affairs. What is he talking about? Oh, maybe because I deleted that barracks pissed him off. So 10% of officers and servicemen can go radical. Or the coup advances by 50 and the military interests gets a -2 group approval. This gives them a -4 approval. But the coup bar doesn't rise. But I have tons of radicals. Okay. I'll just let them have the coup. I can calculate the age of the Earth. Alright, so let's see. How old is the Earth? Shinek has summarized all of his previous experiences and knowledge throughout his life to provide a new estimate of the age of the Earth. The question remains whether the theory is also recognized by the scientific community. Alright, cool. So, send the paper to the well-known geologist. And, Oklahoma backs down. Oklahoma backs down against Kansas. So Oklahoma and Kansas were gonna fight, but they didn't. Yeah, so if I go to my science and I hit natural history, let me look around. Here's my medicine. Scientific society. Scientific theorems. It says, the place of man in animal kingdom not determined. Origin of modern humans unknown. Reason for extinction of dinosaurs unknown. Bible useful primary source. Egypt is oldest civilization. Troy is a myth. The solar system has 6 planets. Nebula such as Andromeda Nebula remain a mystery. The sun lies in the center of the universe. So now all of this stuff that I just read is what pops inside the game believe. Right? So the pops in the game believe this. These are the scientific theorems that are accepted in society. They don't know that there's 7. They don't know there's more than 6 planets. They don't know about the other ones. They only think there's 6. So they're kind of stupid, but they think they're smart because they don't know any better. But that's like us today. You know, we don't know any better. We could be dumb and we don't know it. But that's fine. Bring me back to, yeah, bring me back. Hit play. Alright, here we go. Paleontology collection. Visit the paleontologist. So you got 157 experience. I have 12 fossils. Oh right, yeah, because I clicked on it. I clicked on it. Okay, well, I took Idaho. I took Oregon. I'm gonna have my episode end here with 20.5 population. It's January 21st, 1744, and that's it. This is the end of my episode. hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good day. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe. This is the Michigan Mayor, and I'll see you later.